evening, guys. Once again, welcome to the Enqueue Sports YouTube channel. I would like to thank you all for the lovely feedbacks and suggestions. As you all know, we have discussed quite a few sports equipment and sports gear in our past videos. Today, I would like to discuss sports tracksuits and the technologies involved in the manufacturing of the sports tracksuits. So that you people know that the next time you go out to buy a tracksuit, what exactly you should be looking for. So we would be starting off with one of the most basic sorts of a tracksuit fabric, which is a cotton fleece fabric. Now this particular fabric is mostly used in the winters because it has a fleece lining, a thick fleece lining on the inside here, which keeps you warm and protects you from chilly weather. It also has a hoodie at the back, so it can cover your head as well and protect you from the cold. So basically, there are 4 qualities that one has to look for when choosing a tracksuit. One is the insulation quality, which is present in this tracksuit. The next one is the stretchability, the intensity with which you can stretch a particular fabric. The third property is the moisture wicking property of a fabric. As we have discussed earlier, the ability of a fabric to dry itself. And the fourth property is probably a property that enables you to withstand high pressure of the wind, or the windbreaker as you call it. So now I would shed light upon all these properties. The first property is of insulation is covered in this cotton fleece fabric, where this internal fleece lining protects you from the cold. The next most basic sort of fabric in tracksuits is this polyester sort of a fabric. Has a smooth feel, and of course it doesn't have a fleece lining on the inside, so it can of course not protect you from the cold. But this is a tropical fabric, so it can be worn in winters as well as in summers, and you can always rely on it after long hours of tennis games or football games and during your running or hiking sessions. So this is a very good fabric, wicks all the moisture away from your body and keeps you dry and cool in all seasons. The next fabric in line over here is the parachute fabric. This is a parachute fabric. Now, when you talk of a parachute, what comes into your mind? The parachute with which we see the paragliders gliding down from airplanes. The same property is applied in this parachute fabric. It has to be very strong, it has to be able to withstand wind, and it doesn't have to be porous. So it doesn't have to allow the wind to pass or cross through the fabric. So it is pretty much untearable. So look at this fabric. You can wear it during summers when you are sweating a lot, because you want to keep your body at the same temperature. You don't want the wind to cross through your body and make you sick. So for that purpose, you use this sort of a fabric, and it doesn't really protect you from the cold in the winters, but you can use it over some warm fabric or warm base layers. So this was the parachute fabric. Now the next fabric in line is the polar fleece fabric. This is a polar fleece, has some stretch in it, and if you see, it has these microfiber fleece linings, polyester fleece linings on the surface, a rough surface, but it is quite warm and really works in extremely chilly weather, and also protects you against the wind. It is a synthetic material. It is not a natural material, of course, like nylon, but it is very much the choice of the modern day sportsman. And then the next fabric in line, and a very popular fabric, I have got to say, is this fabric. It is known as Trenda. No, it is not exactly nylon. Nylon is more of a natural fiber fabric. This is more of a synthetic fiber fabric. It is known as Trenda, and it is a dry fit moisture wicking fabric. Of course, it drives the moisture away from your body, and this is the most widely used fabric in sports. Mostly teams wear this particular fabric during their training sessions, during their practice sessions, during their gym sessions, because it keeps their body warm, and it also drives the moisture away, and doesn't keep your clothing wet with the sweat, of course. So of course the tracksuit is also always a two-piece garment, and it protects your body from head to toe. So after this we come to the next fabric in line, another very popular fabric these days. This is known as the Scuba fabric. Now, what is the main difference between a Scuba fabric and a Trenda fabric? If you look closely, there's not much of a difference aesthetically. But if you touch the Scuba fabric, you're going to feel that it's very smooth, and if you just try to stretch it, it is really very stretchable. For the reason that along with polyester, this fabric has been combined with elastane, or spandex as you call it. Some people call it lycra, which is a very highly flexible fabric, and it gives this stretching quality to a fabric, and it also helps to keep the moisture away, of course. But this fabric is quite heavy, very heavy, and it is not at all recommended for the summer seasons. For the winter seasons, it is a hit, but not so for the summer seasons. And then, of course, we come to the next fabric in line, which is a pure elastane or pure lycra fabric. This is not a polyester combined with lycra like the previous one. This is a pure lycra fabric. So you would see the level of stretch in this fabric. It stretches a great deal. This is normally preferred by the bodybuilders or gym during gym workout phases, because you have to twist and turn your body a lot during training sessions, and this thing never tears away. It is extremely light in weight, and it also helps in wicking the moisture away and keeping your body nice and cool. It avoids the heat from building up inside your body and causing you skin irritations. So this is another modern day innovation, a fabric that is used throughout the year, in summers as well as in winters. After this, we'll talk about the Windbreaker. The Windbreaker over here. This is a very fine quality fabric. If I put my fingers underneath it, you're going to be able to see my fingers, my hand through it. So it is basically quite a see-through fabric, and for that purpose it is more preferred for the summer seasons by runners. When you're running and you want to keep your body warm, especially during rainy times when it is raining and cats and dogs, you have to really keep your body warm and you don't want it to get wet. For that purpose, this particular fabric keeps your body dry, and it also allows you to build more energy in your muscle, because temperature changes, sudden abrupt temperature changes can cause an immense level of change in the level of the energy built up in your muscles. So these were the few basic cloth materials or fabrics when you talk about tracksuits for sportsmen. When you go out to choose a fabric for your tracksuit, you have to keep all these points in mind, because you never know, you might end up buying a wrong fabric. And remember, if you wear something which is not appropriate for a particular game or a particular workout, you are not going to enjoy playing your game. You're not going to enjoy that workout. and instead your entire concentration is going to go on your clothing, which you obviously don't want. So this was it for the day. Keep us enlightened with your feedbacks, of course, and also your suggestions on what sort of shows we should be doing in the future. As I always promise, I will be coming up with a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of interesting material related to sports gear and sportswear. And last but not the least, I would just like to add upon it that if you want any of these tracksuits, any of these clothing, these fabrics, these shoes, or whatever items I show you in all my videos, they are available at Enqueue Sports. We also manufacture them on order. We manufacture your shirts, manufacture your trousers, tracksuits, caps, everything on order. As per your specifications, your provided colors, everything. We can make literally any fabric. So, do feel free to contact us in any case. And as usual, I will be looking forward to joining you in the next video, of course. So all of you, please take care of yourselves and your near and dear ones. Until the next show, goodbye.